Proper observing when you're doing a driving assessment and executing it to the best of your ability will be one of the determining factors whether you pass or fail your driving assessment. If you'd like to find out a bit more about it, stick around. Significant number of people still fail their driving assessment as a lack of observation in the driving assessment. Every decision that you make when you're driving a car comes from what you see. So observing properly when you're driving a car, particularly when you're driving in your driving assessment, is of the utmost importance. One of the most important things in particular when it comes to the stopping for shopping exercise in the driving assessment, which is basically reverse parking, is to look behind as you reverse park. Okay, so human beings don't do anything naturally backwards. For that reason, we've got to extend our body a little bit and look properly in all directions where there might be a vehicle coming from. One of the rare things that I've ever done backwards, it's a backstroke when you're swimming. When I do that, I'm always sort of a bit timid, when I'm approaching the wall, so I don't hit the wall. So it's extremely important to extend your body slightly and look behind to every direction, and you can combine your rear view mirror and the side mirrors as you do it. If your vehicle is equipped with the rear camera, if you look too much and if you rely on your obviously on the view from the camera, the assessor will usually just cover it with their hand or with the tablet that they carry with them or with a piece of paper. Just be aware when you merge, change lanes, we would first indicate our intention, then we would check the rear view mirror. If there's a car clearly in the process of passing you, you would not check the blind spot just yet. So when it feels in your rear mirror, there's no cars in the process of passing you, that's the moment that you check your blind spot. And then as you do that, the best practice is, as you're starting to change and deviate, to look at the rear view mirror again. So combining the observation skills is the best way to do it in the driving assessment. Some people ask us, do you have to make it that obvious? Look, these people that assess you know what's the proper way of doing it and what's not. So, you can't really cheat, so it's really important to check it properly. Once you've signaled, check your rear view mirror. If it feels no one's passing you, look over your shoulder, which is about 45 degrees behind your ear. And then if it's safe to do so, start to cross over by checking your rear view mirror. We also get a lot of questions, how often should you check your rear view mirror when you're cruising down the street? For example, you're driving 60 kilometers an hour. You should check it whenever your speed fluctuates. And also, when the shadows in your mirror change, because it's in your peripheral vision, particularly at night. So if you see that there's dazzle of lights in the rear view mirror, of course you'd be sort of curious to know what's going on. So really, there's no strict duration of time when you should check it, such as every 3 seconds, because that would not be natural. But we also suggest in the driving assessment, if you're cruising down the road at 60 kilometers an hour, check it every now and then, just to kind of show that you're looking at the mirror, that you understand that that's a part of the safe driving routine. So once again, every decision that you make behind the wheel comes from what you see. So don't be late, and when you're braking, try to check your rear view mirror first before you hit the brake. Allow a lot of distance. We'll talk about 2 seconds rule in a separate video, but obviously to avoid heavy braking and kind of trying to squeeze all at once, you're looking and potentially you're signaling and all of that, it's best to keep the proper distance. One of the instances when we're approaching an intersection, we should start to observe from a distance. If you've got a visibility from say 15, 20 meters, you should really start to anticipate. So anticipating intersections and kind of acting, according to what might happen in the next few seconds is really one of the most important things that you can do in a driving assessment. You would know if you are preparing to slow down or you're preparing to actually take the turn. So whether you're driving with your private supervisor or professional driving instructor, check your rear view mirror and similar actions that's part of the driving assessment and obviously part of everyday driving. Your real test starts when you pass your driving assessment, so really your observation skills should remain long after you pass your driving assessment. In the next video we'll be explaining bits and pieces about movement, so you know what's under that criteria point movement and what they expect you to do, and how you will optimize your skills when it comes to movement in your driving assessment, so you ensure that you score the maximum amount of points which will increase your chance of passing your PDA. Drive carefully and we will see you in the next video.